back, and today we are playing Blue-White Control in Historic. We'll see how the deck plays. So let's go.
Oh. Well, I can't keep this. So let's keep it. And I guess Hieroglyphic back to the library. I guess. Anyway, let's do it. Yep, I like that. Well, not doing anything in turn 1 and turn 2 is amazing. So I'm going to pay 2 life. Let's keep an old banana. So in case they do cast a creature, we can counter it with Essence Gather, which they started casting a creature. Alright, so that's a good catch. Now, do I counter this one? Because yes, it has haste, but it's not what I'm afraid of, so I guess I'm gonna let that in. In any case, we can cycle Shark Typhoon at the end of our opponent's turn, so we have a blocker for that Goblin Shield. Worry is fine, but it's gonna have... Yeah, it's gonna have... It will definitely... Yeah, it does have haste. Alright, that's fine. Goblin Matron. I think I'm gonna be forced to counter this. Because the next thing that he's going to find is something that I don't want from him anyway. But, you know what? I'm gonna let it in. I'm gonna be taking 6. Or 4, because I'm gonna be blocking the Goblin Shifting with Shark Typhoon. He's gonna look for Muxes. Yep, he is. He is going to attack. He's playing safe, huh? Playing safe. I like that. Blocker for... I guess... Willie? Well, both of them has done their job, so they're kind of just a regular goblin we play. I can cast... Yep, I can take Goblin Shifting down, Goblin Maintenance back to just 1 damage per turn. If he tries to cast Muxus, we are ready for that. We have Disdainful Stroke. Well, he chose not to. So, I guess I'm gonna counter it. But with which one? I guess let's go with Disdainful Stroke. Not so bad.
Those who cannot perceive beyond the... I have just the trick for this.
Teferi, yes, definitely. Now he either focuses attack straight to me. Ooh. Huh. Can he do it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe not. So let's counter conspicuous scoop, because I don't like that card either. Let's go to attack Narset, which is fine.
Reckless and ill-refined.
Alright, well, so far so good. Let's activate Narset to get an extra card. We have
Put
Neutralize.
thoughtfulness before action.
And another Neutralize. So far so good. We do have Teferi.
Let's slow
We draw
this down. You
draw a
know what?
card from
I'm not
Teferi. So we can untap. And so we can use Neutralize for Muxus. Because that's the end game. If he managed to cast that, we're dead. And since he can't, finally decided to quit. Which is really good.
I wanted to keep it because I have 2 Shatter the Skies. It's just that we only have 1 land. Now we have 2 lands. Well, I'd rather keep this. Maybe... Well, I wanted the Felidar retreat than cast out because this is a win condition. We have 3 spells that we can cast on our opponent's turn. Well, at least to deal with their creatures. If they don't cast anything, that's fine. Alright, well, we... Alright. Seal away. Now we can play Hallowed Fountain tap since we have Aether Gust. Now we need to get our 4th land either for Felidar Retreat or for Shatter the Sky. Either one of them is fine. If our opponent don't cast no creatures at all, then we go with Felidar Retreat. If our opponent decides to cast a lot of creatures, you know what, let's counter that. So it's your choice whether you want it to, yeah, he wants it to be on top of his library. So we cast Felidar Retreat. You can cast your Clothis, God of Destiny, again. You can take 1. I can, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, exile target card from your graveyard. If it was a land, you gain 2 life, deals 2 damage to opponent. Alright. Well, I guess I can cast out for that, since he doesn't have no... Oh! Target card doesn't necessarily have to be his graveyard. I didn't know, well, I didn't read it carefully. Well, didn't cast anything. Cast out for the Clethos or Clothies. Well, let's create 2/2 token. Now he is going to probably steal one of them. Alright. Can't do anything about that. I can probably block one or two. Well, I can only block one. Let's block one of them. Shatter the sky. Play a land and pass a turn. There is a chance that he is going to steal one of my creatures, so sure. Oh, he's got another one. Alright. Both of them, huh? Alright. Let's fetch for another land, so we have enough blockers for that. Put a +1/+1 counter and target one of the Gruul Spellbreaker, and so we have enough to block the Gruul Spellbreaker. Alright. So we won game 2. Moving on to game 3. Based on the avatar that our opponent is using, that's probably an aggro deck. I have to mulligan for this one. Take the mulligan. Keep it. Probably Shark Typhoon. Alright, let's do this. Tap. White. Kahira, the Orphan Guard. What is this deck? Mono white. And I'm not like, oh my god. Now this is the scary part. If our opponent is going to cast enemy, players can get counters. Counters can be put on artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands. I guess I can let that in. What is this deck? I needed to get my third land, please. Oh my god. Not that. Sure. At least it's a land, sure. Companion. Each creature. Search your library for an enchantment, sure. Idyllic Tutor. Excellence Binding. I think I like this card just because when you exile the permanent, you can't cast any other. But my opponent is thinking way ahead. Wow. Instead of a land, another Shatter the Sky. I'm beginning to... I have a strong feeling that... Sure, he got another one of those. Whenever you gain a life, and you don't have any more lands left, so I have to counter that. Oh wow, this is amazing. You see, this deck, even though you have 25 lands, it's not, for whatever reason, will always look like you only have 20 lands in your deck. Sure, tutor your enchantments as much as you want. What is that? Rest in peace. Well, it's not gonna hurt me, friend. That's not gonna hurt my deck, my friend. So go ahead, cast it. What I need, to be honest, is another land. Well, there you go. Alright. Sure. What is the next one? 9 lives. If a source would deal damage to you, well, let's go find a plains just in case that we would need to cast Shatter the Sky, but I doubt that we would need Shatter the Sky here. Alright, well at this point we know 2 of the cards that our opponent is holding. 9 lives. I still can let that in, yes. That's fine. I mean, he's basically all set up. So, all we have to do here is to wait for the card that they really wanted to cast. Alright. So, we finally found our 6th land, which will allow us to cast Teferi, draw a card, and untap 2 lands. Alright. Now, if it is Kahira, sure, I can let that in. Because I can cast Shatter the Sky, one of our dead cards. Blast Zone, probably something that we need to look out for. He can cast Excellence Binding, but he chose not to, so I guess it's my turn. Castle Vantress, casting Shatter the Sky. And untapping 2 lands. Overwhelming Splendor. Enchant player creatures. Enchant player controls loses all abilities and have a base power and toughness of 1/1. Enchant player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. I see. So I guess we have to counter that. my turn. Oh, Fabled Passage. Don't need another land at this point. Let's draw another card. Another land. Well, we needed that. Or I needed that. I'd like to cast Shark Typhoon and pass the turn. Yeah, I really have to counter that. That's the one that I've been waiting for the entire time. Unless you have a second one that you are holding. Alright. So, here's what I found out. The deck isn't so bad. It is good against some other decks, but I always get into trouble with my lands. I don't know why. I have 25 lands, but I always not get the land drop when I needed them. And that is a problem for this deck, especially since most of the spells that you use for this deck are like 4 mana and higher. The takeaway for me is Felidar Retreat. I've added this card as an additional win condition. It seems to work. It seems to be okay. Probably further play testing would tell us more information, more data about this, but so far it did well than I expected it to be. Jason, Raveler of Secrets. Not so sure, to be honest, because, well, I haven't really used it as much as I wanted it. I think I've played Teferi more than Jace and Raveler of Secrets, so I really can't say. Maybe I'll take it out, maybe not. And then that's it. That's the deck. Did I enjoy playing it? Well, I enjoy playing blue-white. I enjoy playing control. So, yes. Would I recommend you to use the deck? Probably not. There are probably some other decks that you could use better than this one, like the Ugin decks, the colorless Ugin decks. To me, that is more resilient and it's doing its thing, and it really doesn't care whether you're a counter deck or you're an aggro deck. It's just doing what it's supposed to be doing. It really doesn't care. So if you're trying to kill it as quickly as possible, it has enough cards to prevent that from happening and do what they want it to do. Same goes with if it's up against a control deck, so I'd recommend that deck instead. Or Uro. Uro is really a powerful deck, so that one always a recommended deck. It's just that, of course, since it's Uro, there is a chance that eventually it may get banned in this format, so we'll see. So if you're going to go for a safe play, safe deck, then the Ugin deck, the colorless Ugin deck, is the one that I would recommend. Aggro decks is also getting more powerful nowadays, so you can try that as well. Gruul is also a good deck. So there's a lot of decks that you could use aside from this one, because this one's really a headache. It's a headache to use this deck. So that's that. That's it for me for now. And if you like this video, if you enjoy the matches that I've played against, decks that I've played against, the games that I've played, if you enjoy that, then hit like, get subscribe, and I hope to see you again in the next episode.